Hello everyone. Welcome to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. If you're new here, this channel takes fast rumors, slows them down, and examines what really matters, calmly, clearly, and in a format that sounds clean on text-to-speech. Today's deep dive looks at a delicate story built from whispers and headlines, the post-Herkai chill said to have settled between Ebru Şahin and Akınözü, a timeline that also includes Sandra and Sadie Osman, two names whose proximity to the actors has fueled speculation far beyond what anyone publicly confirmed. We'll map the rumor, separate knowns from unknowns, and talk about what a respectful reading looks like when careers, friendships, and private lives overlap. If you value long-form coverage told with care, please like this video, subscribe, and consider clicking join to support more reporting like this. Now, let's begin. When Herkai premiered, something rare happened, a primetime pairing that didn't just work, it traveled. Ebru Şahin and Akınözü built a screen rhythm that carried entire episodes on silence, breath, and restraint. Audiences felt the tension, the tenderness, and the earned reversals. Sets like that require trust. Trust is choreography you can't see, who takes the camera on a difficult beat, who yields the frame on an emotional pivot, who checks in between takes when the body is carrying more weight than the script suggests. Then the show wrapped, and real life took back its space. Ebru Şahin married Sadie Osman, whose world is arenas, flights, and off-season windows rather than table reads and call sheets. Akınözü had Sandra in his close circle, someone who, by virtue of proximity, would occasionally appear at the edges of industry events without seeking the spotlight. None of this is scandal. It is the ordinary geometry of public lives. But public lives live under magnification, and even ordinary geometry can be misread when people draw lines they don't understand. Here is the claim that ricocheted across timelines. After Herkai, something cooled between Ebru Şahin and Akınözü. Depending on which post you saw, that something is framed as a simple professional drift, a boundary chosen for peace, or a rupture tied to how their circles intersected. Sandra near Akın, Sadie Osman married to Ebru, and a media culture that treats proximity as plot. Some pages even narrate an awkward relay, messages carried through third parties, attempts at mediation, a misread tone that hardened into distance. Those are stories. They may contain pieces of truth, they may also be the product of a week where silence begged to be filled. What do we actually know? We know that Herkai ended, and with it the daily closeness that a set imposes. We know that Ebru Şahin built a family life with Sadie Osman, a reality that reorganizes priorities and schedules. We know that Akınözü navigated his own private choices regarding Sandra, choices that fans noticed only because public men rarely get to live unobserved. We do not have an on-the-record statement from any of the four describing a fallout, an ultimatum, or a confrontation. We do not have verified accounts of a meeting where lines were drawn in anger. We have a chill described from outside the room, and a lot of reading between lines by people who want the story to resolve in their preferred direction. Still, rumors don't appear from nowhere, they attach to signals. Let's examine the signals without pretending they are verdicts. Signal 1, the absence of co-appearances. After a major series, shared interviews and nostalgic photos sometimes linger. When they don't, fans ask why. The sober explanation is scheduling, branding, and the dignity of letting a project stand independent of any afterglow. The speculative explanation is frost. The truth is, both readings can be true at once, distance can be chosen for health and read as hostility by those who miss the frame they loved. Signal 2, the mixed circles. When Sandra is mentioned near Akın, and Sadie Osman near Ebru, some audiences assume triangles none of the people involved named. The more humane reading is simpler, social maps in entertainment are dense. A single RSVP can place unrelated people 3 feet apart. Proximity does not prove narrative, it proves proximity. Signal 3, attempts at mediation. Several accounts claim that Ebru Şahin tried to keep soft landings for everyone, professional threads intact, private lanes respected, while Akınözü faced the hard math of ending a relationship with Sandra cleanly and kindly. Even if these claims are embellished, the shape makes sense. Actors who carry intense work histories often try to leave rooms better than they found them. But no one can script another adult's feelings, and no one owes the internet a minute-by-minute account of how they tried. Let's talk about why this story matters at all if so much is unverified. It matters because the way we discuss it teaches us how to carry the next one. Consider 3 lenses that add clarity rather than heat. Lens 1, professionalism. A cold friendship is not a moral failing, it can be what protects the work. If Ebru Şahin and Akınözü chose to keep lanes clear, no shared press, no soft-focus nostalgia, so that neither is drafted back into a narrative they've outgrown, that's stewardship. It respects Sadie Osman, it respects Sandra, and it respects fans by refusing to sell them theater in place of truth. Lens 2, boundaries. Marriage and long-term partnerships rewire what access means. Sadie Osman and Sandra are not extras in a story, they are people with their own time zones, obligations, and thresholds. A boundary that feels abrupt to the outside can be the only sustainable choice on the inside. You don't have to love a boundary to admit that it often prevents harm. Lens 3, craft. When audiences conflate character intimacy with actor obligation, real humans get squeezed. Herkai worked because Ebru and Akın did their jobs well. The gift of that craft is the emotion you felt on your couch. The cost is that some viewers forget it was craft. Remembering the difference is a way to pay them back. So where does this leave Sandra and Sadie Osman? With more grace than they usually receive. Sandra is commonly reduced to an outline, the partner, when in reality she carried the invisible labor of living near bright lights without demanding them. If a relationship ended, grief is not a headline, it's a process with 1,000 private steps. Sadie Osman is often framed as the non-industry husband, as if arenas and locker rooms were somehow less complex than sets. The healthier frame is mutual respect, 2 demanding careers intersecting across distances and calendars, finding a cadence that belongs to them and no one else. What about reconciliation? Some fans campaign for it constantly, panels at conventions, reunion hashtags, edits that stitch longing into inevitability. Others write with relief, welcoming the idea that a great pairing can stay great on screen while consenting to become smaller off-screen. Both impulses come from love of the work. The only result that counts, though, is the one chosen by the people inside the story, at the pace their lives allow. Here's the clean, TTS-friendly summary for listeners who want the essentials. After Herkai, a rumor grew that Ebru Şahin and Akınözü cooled their friendship. The internet looped Sandra, long in Akın's circle, and Sadie Osman, married to Ebru, into that narrative and treated proximity as plot. There is no verified public statement confirming confrontations or ultimatums. Plausible explanations include professional boundaries, new family priorities, and the ordinary drift that follows intense projects. The respectful stance is simple: celebrate the work, protect private life, and let any future collaboration be announced by the people who would have to live it. If you want more careful, humane storytelling about Turkish entertainment, please like this video, subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, ring the bell, and consider joining as a member. In the comments, tell us how you think fandoms can balance nostalgia with respect, and which stories you want us to unpack next, with context and kindness. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.